Okay, so we're going to measure these lines in a 1/4 inch scale. So here we have our scale. It displays 4 different scales, so you need to be concerned with this one that's the 1/4 inch scale. So you put your scale on the line. If you put your 0 right at the right end point here, you can see that if we have it here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 whole feet. The 8 is too far. So that means that we have 7 feet plus a remainder. And so you need to read the bottom numbers on here, and they just record every second foot. So pull, but we could fill them in if you really wanted to. So there's the 7 feet. So pull the 7 feet to the left end point. And now you use this little area here to count the number of inches. So we have 7 full feet, plus we have in the 1/4 inch scale, it's broken down into the 12 inches. So the long tick here is half of 1 foot, which is 6 inches. This line would be 9 inches, and this would be 3. So it just helps you read a little bit more easily. So this would be 7 foot 8. So I want you to measure each of the lines. You can put in, just for the practice here, and roughly here, these are called extension lines. The ones that come here from the line, there's a little gap. We have a little tick there. And this is called the dimension line here. So that's the dimension line. And this one is the extension line. And we need to know that because when we set up our drawing in AutoCAD, there's a part where it asks us questions about the extension lines and the dimension lines. So you need to know what they are. Mostly we do this on the computer, and I don't have very good form here. But if I was following this, I would have a gap in the line. I think we set up and it goes above the line. And so your object lines are always dark, and your extension and dimension lines are quite light. So I want you to do that just for 3 of the lines when you measure. So we'll do one that's very short. You can see this one up here. If I put the 0 at the right, it doesn't even take up a full foot. So in this case, I slide the 0 to the left end point, and then I can read that this is about 10 or 11 inches. We're a little inaccurate with our photocopied scales and our lines, but we're going to be plus or minus, an inch of tolerance here. So this one would be, I'll put 10 inches. Okay, so most of them you can just put the dimension above them, but take the time for 3 just to make sure that you know the protocol for your extension lines and dimension lines, having a little gap here, a little overlap, and the architectural ticks. So that's a 1/4 inch scale.